joining us. We are the Professionals, a former Leela house troupe and now indie troupe, as Jill was just telling you all. And we're excited to be back here with you on the Leela stage after our recent venture at the Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe Fest. And we do, our intro said, mockumentaries, a mockumentary style improv format in the tradition of shows like The Office or Parks and Rec or the Christopher Guest films, and we improvise it for you live here. So to get us started tonight, we would like to get a suggestion from you of a hobby or pastime, something that you enjoy doing, that you're very passionate about, just really enjoy spending your spare time on.
And there is some delay in the YouTube, so we'll kind of talk amongst ourselves until we start to see some stuff come up. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Good.
Wow.
A little delay, but
I had a vaccine shot earlier this
great.
week. It destroyed me. Then today I woke up craving steak and fries, so I think that means I'm back to normal.
Hooray!
I haven't had my steak yet,
Great.
so
Oh no, you gotta. Otherwise, you turn into a strange zombie.
all right. So I'm seeing.
Oh no.
I believe.
Did Matt go away? We lost Matt. Oh no! Try to see is he making the suggestions.
A few
he's back.
suggestions come in. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, Matt,
can you hear me?
We can hear you now, although I think if anybody else is on YouTube, let's get the suggestions. So what do we got going? So Matt is going in and out, as is traditional now on.
Okay.
Okay,
So you all froze for a second too. So pick it up.
Well, so Jill is sending us extreme ironing, model railroading. I saw an interesting YouTube documentary on model railroading last night. Needlepoint. Anything else coming in? Using old candle.
Soapbox debating.
Say it again, Matt.
Soapbox debating.
Soapbox debating. We can whether that's
Victory.
debating about
what is victory gardening?
Backyard
oh
rocket
victory
launch.
gardening.
Victory
Oh,
gardening. That's from that was from the war.
yeah, well, we have to specify because there have been a few. World War
Yes.
II. So the idea is that I love that, as you can see, I'm excited because this is historical. So victory gardening, the idea is that all of the resources of the country were devoted to the war, right? So manufacturing and meat production and canned goods and everything was all going overseas or limited to the local. So the idea was you as a citizen would make your own victory garden, which you would use to help, like reduce the demand of local resources. You could use your own vegetables, and you would help win the war. And it's kind of become a term, like when the whole current kerfuffle started. People started making their own victory gardens to beat the pandemic because they would grow things at home and things. I'm excited about victory gardens.
So,
So
you're
what-
saying your part in making the country a better place during wartime by planting your own vegetables.
Well,
Essentially.
because you're not then having to use the canned goods or the other things; those can be sent overseas. It's the same reason, like there were all these drives.
Ah.
It's like you would find all your old tires and you would bring them in so that they could recycle them into new tires or whatever they
Right.
use.
And they
Rubber.
needed the silk for parachutes. So in lieu of silk stockings, women would draw their own seams
Yes,
on
I
the
knew
backs
that.
of their calves with eyebrow pencil.
And I think things were even more extreme in like the UK during the Blitz and everything, right? Where it's like basically every piece of scrap of metal of everything they brought in and recycled. But again, now it's kind of a hobby, right? Like people like I'm like my own victory garden. Then you build a garden in the back and you grow your own vegetables and stuff. It's great for self-sufficiency.
Question: How is this different than what makes the garden victorious as opposed to simply gardening?
Because we were because with all, by growing the vegetables ourselves, and reducing the demand for things being trucked in that would take up fuel and other resources. Those resources were being made available to the military for fighting the war, thus bringing about the victory sooner.
When I hear Victory Garden, I just think about
That's
those
because you're
gardens
helping
that
out the
have all
country,
those flags in them for the holidays or like the sports things. Not historically based, but that is the first thing I thought of when you
Hey,
said
I
it.
mean that's a thing. That's a thing. And of
Yeah.
course, there are all sorts of other victory things: war bonds, victory bonds, victory ships. Right, the right here in the Bay Area, they built like thousands of freighters that they would like slap together in a week, and they ship them out. Rosie the Riveter. That's one of the things Rosie the Riveter was doing.
All right. Do we have enough?
I
Oh
think
yeah.
so.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm just not sure why I'm doing it. I mean, what makes this for victory? I guess that's the question I'm asking
We're,
myself.
you're going to get the hang of it eventually, you. It's just a sense of giving back and not using. You're not taking, you're giving.
No, Coraline is a very socially conscious person.
And you is often opposite and inclined to find fault with things that are very helpful to the community as a whole.
Well, it's just I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be evil. I'm Franklin, by the way. I don't mean to be evil. It's just I don't see what's in it for me.
That's the point, Franklin. It doesn't have to have, everything doesn't have to be this capitalist society. We can give back.
No, it doesn't have to be capitalist as long as there's something in it for me.
That's the definition of capitalist.
Is it?
Yes, it really is.
The capitalism is more about the accumulation of capital, as in machinery, factories, workers, in an effort to produce things to make money. I don't want necessarily to do that. I mean, that's an option, but I would just like it if people just gave me money. That's not really capitalism. That's more of just bare monarchy. I wouldn't mind being a king.
So you want to be a king and you don't want to do anything that doesn't involve getting payment. So you're trying to create a whole new version of Crazy Town in your head.
Caroline,
It's just,
I just don't get what you don't understand about this. I've had the same philosophy of life for the last 13 years, yet still you insist on being my business partner. No, I just want to fire everybody that works for this company.
no.
But I can't. I'm not going to because I know that would reflect poorly on me. But if I had my way, I would fire everybody that worked for the company. In fact, I mean, just to be clear, I would fire you too in a minute if I could get away with it.
This is why I'm still here. Because you're good inside. You just haven't fully reached your potential yet. It's there. You could fire me if you wanted. You know you love me.
I'm
You
not
know
going
you love
to.
working with
I'm
me.
not going to you. I'm not going to fire you, but I argue with you. And you know what? I think there's a little bit of callous asshole in you too.
I'm working on it.
Hmm.
It's a lifelong project.
It apparently is.
A lifelong project. I just feel like I'm further down the road than you are. That's all. We're
Oh,
all
well,
on a
I mean,
journey.
vice versa. I think I am further down the road than you are. One of these days, I am going to get you to read Atlas Shrugged.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Huh.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We here at the Atlas Shrugged Society believe that we are great and you are not.
We are great. You are not. Theodore could not have said it any better.
Alice reflects my sentiments admirably. For all you watching who wish to be great, well, you can start by doing what we do and being grateful that we're here to show you how.
Yes. Today we are here to tell you that you, through us, of course, because we are the great ones, we will be victorious because of what you do. You need to make your gardens the most victorious.
Precisely. If you don't make your own garden, you won't have any food.
And
because
we
we're not
have
going
got...
to give you any of ours anymore. Isn't that right, Alice?
No. Yes, I mean, no, you won't, because yes, you are right, Theodore. And you better get on it, because we've bought most of the seeds in this town.
They're all for the Atlas Shrugged Society private members garden, which can be joined for a nominal fee of $2,048 million a month. You know, if you're a productive member of society, that's a small price to pay, I say.
A small price to be victorious indeed.
And if you're not, well, you're still free to make your own.
You are indeed.
My name's Al. I've been the block warden here since 1942.
My name's George. I started under Al recently here. I'm still learning about what I should be doing. But Al's a great teacher. You know, he has me do everything. He sits back and watches. Great teacher. Points things out. Wonderful.
Yeah. You know, ever since VJ Day, a lot of people have kind of been slacking off on their duties to maintain their victory gardens and collect their metal and water, you know, but you never know when somebody might attack again.
Yeah, we you know, it's very important, the job we do. You know, we go around gathering up evidence among all the neighbors, you know, taking pictures, submitting photographs to the, you know, internal services. And, you know, if you're wasting out here, you know, the Atlas Shrugged Society is going to get you. And that's just how it, you're not contributing.
I miss the blackout drills myself. Too many people just keeping their lights on all through the night now.
Really makes it harder to sneak around. You know, Al used to tell me back in his day, back in her day, you know, it was pitch black at night. You know, all the lights were out, so you could sneak around, snoop around, poke around in everybody's backyards and gardens and collect all the evidence. And now we got to be sneakier. You know, it really makes the job, it's tougher. It's not like what it used to be.
That's right. Back then, you never knew when a blackout would hit. You could be at the amusement park, right in the roller coaster, and bam, you're in total darkness. That makes an extra element of suspense there.
Yeah, who could have thought the sun was in on it too? You know, can't trust anybody those days. Can't really trust anybody nowadays either. That's why we exist.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think we need to head out and do some more inspections.
My favorite. Right after you, boss.
Hmm.
So this is it. This is the whole thing, Theodore.
It is a decent garden, but I would not call it a great garden.
Oh, I've been working really hard. I did all this planting myself. I really
Hmm.
thought for a one woman endeavor, it was fantastic. I wouldn't even think it
You
would
have
have to
all
come up to
your
grade.
cucumbers in one row.
Yeah, just there.
Hmm. Yes, you see, cucumbers grow best in triplicate, especially in the summer months. If you want to have a great garden, you have to grow your cucumbers in triplicate, you know, Coraline. Very important information to remember.
Okay, it seems I'm not as great as I thought I was, but so triplicate pickle for
Yes.
thee, plant in threes. Pickle for thee, plant in threes. Pickle for thee, plant in threes. It's my way of remembering how to do the gardening, you know? Dig and row,
Yes.
reap and
Very
sow.
clever. Very clever. And also, I notice your asparagus is right next to the carrots.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Oh,
Mm.
a friend of mine told me that was just the way to do it. That I'd
Oh, you should
oh
lose their number and forget you ever met them. Asparagus
well,
and
I do know
carrots
that.
sharing the same soil will lead to root rot and ultimately plant death for at least half your crop.
Can they be saved?
You're going to
Please
have to
say they can be
uproot them
saved.
all. You're going to have to uproot all of the asparagus immediately and transfer it to the other side of the cucumber. It's not ideal, but you'll at least be able to salvage the crop.
Switch undo is what you do. Switch undo is what you do. Switch undo is what you do.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so appreciative of your your immense knowledge. I've heard of people just queuing up to get your advice, and I feel so lucky that we went to high
Yeah.
school together. And oh,
Yes, my
you
time
know,
is very valuable. So I'm going to leave you with this parting word. And then, well, we'll see how you go with it. You've only got vegetables, Caroline. You're never going to be great with only vegetables. Get some fruits in there. Plant some
that's a lot of
trees.
words. Fruits and trees. For the
Orange
bees, fruits
trees,
and trees.
cherry trees,
Orange, cherry.
heck, even a lemon tree would do wonders.
I'll I'll get right on it. I
Mm,
appreciate your
good.
your greater knowledge.
Yes,
Uh,
well, it is my pleasure to share. Now, don't disappoint me next time.
Certainly not, Theodore. I'm on it.
So I don't want to say that my approach is better, but I can produce 10 times as many vegetables, greens, fruits, and vegetables than a traditional garden.
Franklin,
Yes?
please don't tell Theodore I'm here, but we need some of your seeds.
What will you give me to not tell Theodore that you were here?
I don't know, Franklin. I would do just about anything. Because, the society needs seeds.
And I can provide seeds. I can provide millions of seeds for a price. Because nobody ever does anything for free.
I know. I told Theodore that we shouldn't be charging as much to get into the society. And we were going to be alienating our community. And he just wanted to climb and climb and climb the seed tower. And here we are. All I have is empty bags of seeds.
Then sell the empty bags of seeds.
Franklin, I don't think I understand.
Sell the empty bags of seeds. You have to have something to sell something. And you have something. You have empty bags of seeds.
Well, I brought them here today hoping that you would maybe fill some of them.
No, that's not how the world works. You never get anything for free. Alice, do you know why the Atlas Shrugged Society is called the Atlas Shrugged Society?
I know what Theodore has told me.
And what has Theodore told you?
That the society must be victorious at any cost.
Okay, that's more of a mission statement rather than an explanation for why it's called what it's called. Have you ever read?
We are great.
Okay.
You are not.
Okay, that's not really what we're talking about here. Have you ever read Atlas Shrugged?
No.
Nobody's ever read it. How can people do, if you're going to be in a society called the Atlas Shrugged Society, you really should read the source literature, don't you think?
I'm thinking maybe that would have been a good idea.
But maybe it would have been a good idea, and then maybe you wouldn't be coming to me asking me for seeds like somebody who doesn't understand objectivism. See, you don't even know what objectivism is, do you?
I have no idea. All I know, Theodore, is I need some seeds, otherwise I will be out of this society.
Then you will either acquire seeds or be kicked out of the society. A is A. Truth is truth.
Right.
Right. You think maybe you should look up Ayn Rand, look up Atlas Shrugged, and try to read it. I know nobody gets through it. It's a pile of dreck. But at least skim it, and then maybe get the cliff notes or read about it on Wikipedia. Because your whole attitude for the whole objectivism thing is just completely wrong here. And then you would understand why I am the king of the world. My various bits of lettuce, greens, and a light assortment of seeds will rule this world.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take my seed bags and go.
Hey, kid, you here?
Yeah, I got my eyes on this one. I think this one's.
Turn that light off now. We're having a blackout.
Sorry.
Yeah, this
Rookie mistake. My bad.
This is more like it. This brings back memories.
Memories, sir.
I wish there was a roller coaster around that we could ride. That would really make it sweet.
Oh, I can yell and scream. I can make some roller coaster noises if you like, sir.
Huh. That might be interesting.
All right. It's been a while since I've been on a roller coaster, but I think they all start out with ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk,
Okay,
ka-thunk,
okay, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We don't
ka-thunk,
have all
ka-thunk,
day.
ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. All right, then we're at the cost with the top, the coasting. I think it just creaks along like as it gets to the very edge, right?
Yeah, come on.
What comes next? What comes next? We're at the.
I
Sorry.
think
It's.
well, you know, this has been too much suspense for one night. I'm gonna go home and see if I can find the Lone Ranger on the radio.
Should I? All right. Sammy, the blackout's over, sir.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
So, you have your demands. I have my demands.
Yes, we do.
Where do we go from here?
Well, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object?
The lesser object moves.
Or does it stop?
Well, the greater object stops. The lesser object moves because the greater object overwhelms the lesser object with its greatness.
Unless the greater object was the unstoppable force and it just chose to stop.
That's true. If the unstoppable force chose to stop, for completely objective reasons, of course, then yes, then both would stop. But then we have a third party, the force itself.
Interesting.
So, Theodore, what is our third force? Or, I'm sorry, force, third party.
I think we both know, Franklin. It's the seeds. Both the physical and the metaphorical.
Yes. And the seeds I have planted have reaped great reward. All of these trees I metaphorically seeded. I didn't actually, I just bought the land, but I think I can get a good claim on having seeded them since I own the land, right? Thousands of
seeds that I have planted have created the greatest society this city has ever seen.
A society where its members do not even know its philosophy.
Alice is a work in progress.
Yes, obviously. Why do you spend your time on works in progress?
Because some of them have potential, Franklin. That's the part of your grandfather's philosophy you never quite got.
But
potential unrealized.
Yeah, potential unrealized, yes. But what's in it for you? You spend all of your time trying to change them, and in the end, most of them don't. And even if they did, they would just be competition for you.
Not just, Franklin. I yearn for the competition. I want to breathe it, feel it, live it in my bones. It pushes me to greater heights to be challenged by the brightest and the best, working at their greatest heights.
Well, yes. I guess those who have not touched the sun feel the need to feel like they could. But
I have touched the sun, Franklin.
Oh, have you?
I have been enmeshed with it and felt it burn the deepest recesses of my soul. No, I am no longer interested in the sun. I want all the stars.
You're mad.
I know. And that's our show. All right.
Whoa!
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, professionals. Victory gardening, right?
Yes,
I
Victor.
learned a lot about Atlas
Yes.
Shrugged tonight.
Oh God, no, just don't.
I need to
Yeah.
reread it or read. I don't know.
Together. All I know is A is A and
Something like that.
criminal.
Don't steal
I
all
played
the sleep.
Bioshock.
I thought that was going to be a little bit too obscure, so I didn't bring in Bioshock. Good for you. Good for you.
Well, I always have to give the professionals the prize for the quickest background changes on the Zoom. Yay!
It was amazing.
So thank you, professionals, and I believe you have another show this season, right? Yeah. So check out our Facebook event, our Leela online shows, spring season 2021. You'll see them listed in our schedule. Our season ends end of June, and we are working on a reopening plan, so I can't announce anything just yet, but stay tuned. You can check us out on our website, leela-sf.com. We're also working on a whole new website revamp these days, so that'll be coming out pretty soon. And right now, we're not offering any levels classes right now, but we are offering a bunch of drop-ins. So if you would like to come to our drop-in, if you're thinking, hey, improv, this sounds like a fun idea to do during the pandemic. It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to connect with folks. And we're teaching them on Monday nights from 7 to 8:30 Pacific time. And then we also have another drop-in class once a month that's next week with Reggie Harris, which is a improv class for folks who identify as BIPOC, so Black, Indigenous, people of color. So if that applies to you, or if you have a friend that applies to and wants to join that class, check out our website for that as well. So yeah, we'll be back here on our YouTube channel Saturday nights all the way through the end of June. So this show will be up on YouTube for a couple more days, and then it will disappear into the ether like amazing improv always does. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected. Yay!